Yeah, that's an excellent question. My sense is this generation, and maybe the generation slightly ahead of them, they don't like to be pandered to. They don't like gimmicks or tricks. They don't like it made applicable. If you're doing good exegesis, and that's a big word just for reading scripture well, but if you're doing that, you will find application. If you do it prayerfully, if you know your community, you're going to find points of connection that will come out naturally. My caution would be, don't force it. Don't invent an application. Preach what's there, and your students will make that connection, and you will yourself in your own life and be able to share that with them. I think if you are listening to what your young people are concerned about, what particular issues they're facing, and you are growing into a good knowledge of Scripture as you're reading it daily, you're going to find those places of connection and say, oh, that reminds me of how Paul talks about this. And that's why I would also recommend you need to be listening to the voices of other interpreters, because they're going to help you get a sense of what's going on in the first century world. And when you get a sense of that, you're like, oh, that reminds me of such and such. I was talking about false prophecy with my students. That's a big concern in Peter's letters. And then we started by saying, well, are there any false ideas floating around today? That provided a point of connection. But again, like I said, that came out kind of naturally of what the text itself was saying. I didn't have to invent a cute story or a connection with a movie. It came out very organically. And I think that's really important when you're talking with young people.